Here is a plane, another Air Force plane, military plane, and we are in Zone 13. The U.S. State Department told me not to go to Zone 13, even though that's where the airport is. It's supposed to be dangerous. We'll see. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon here on a Saturday, and we're just gonna take off with this baby if we need to. The Air Force of Guatemala. I think I got the aviators ready for the Air Force. Top Gun, baby. Let's take it. No big deal, just another helicopter at the intersection. Okay, we're on the Avenida de Las Americas, and this is Plaza Argentina. This is Juan de San Martin, and a nice little commemoration here between the people of Argentina and Guatemala. So nice, you can come out here, enjoy a stroll on the avenue, kind of a big park, kind of the southern end of what you kind of experience on Avenida Avenida Reforma on the north end. This is more on the south end, and we're going to start walking south. Okay, we are walking up to Plaza Mexico. Is this Benito Juarez? Benito Juarez being celebrated here, commemorated here in Guatemala's on the Avenida de las Americas. So there is Benito Juarez, and we are in Plaza Mexico on the Avenida de las Americas. Nice, nice Saturday. It's a little warm today, but it started off as a very cool day. Well, a little bit further down here on the Avenida de las Americas, we have here a monument commemorating Oscar Romero, who is a bishop from El Salvador, who was actually assassinated in the 1980s during all the violence. And actually a really great movie about that, just called Romero. Highly recommend it. I watched it many, many years ago, and it taught me a lot about him and his faith, but also about what was going on in El Salvador at the time. Anyway, nice little commemoration here, and these blue colors with the white represent the colors of El Salvador. It's a very nice touch. And here we commemorate the people of Chile through this monument of O'Higgins. Really nice opportunity to come out here and just hang out in the park, take a walk, maybe take a bike ride. What a beautiful place. We're now in Zone 14. Zone 14, on kind of more of the, a little bit more on the southern area of Zone 14 from where I've previously been. We got some interesting artwork here. And here we are commemorating the República Dominica. Well, here we have a really nice big plaza. Looks like maybe they might hang some flags here sometimes. And this is to commemorate the man, the myth, the legend, the man who discovered it all. Well, he discovered the Americas, and that's right, you got it, Christopher Columbus. They have not torn his statue down here yet. It's kind of high, it'd be hard to tear down, but anyway, it's a beautiful, I guess they probably have some water in here sometimes. Well, here's the monument to Peru. I don't know, I guess they're trying to maybe get those Inca stones represented. That's all I can figure out. Well, we're here in Guatemala City, Zone 14, and Canada Plaza, nicely commemorated here. Gonna give a shout out to my fellow YouTuber, Dan Weinberg of The New Travel. He's from Montreal. And love all my Canadian friends. We'll have to see what this is about here. And here we go. Hope this means something to you all in Canada. These are pretty brand new buildings here in Zone 14. Look pretty nice. And then you have the park right here, Avenida Las Americas. And there's more buildings going up behind them in the back there, you see. They're still under construction. Again, a lot of new construction going on in Guatemala City. Okay, well, I'm here at the Jose Marti. It's basically a garden area that is commemorating him here in on the Avenida Las Americas, which, as you've seen, there's a lot of places commemorated on this avenue. And this is Jose Marti. So he led the independence movement for Cuba from Spain in the late 1800s. And I know a lot about him. I've done a lot of research on this guy during my time in college and doing some research papers, but obviously it's really nice to see him commemorated here. Also, he has a history. He lived in Guatemala for a short period. He wrote a song, actually he wrote a poem about a Guatemalan girl that he, I think he dated for a short period or something, and actually that poem became was reintroduced as a very famous song that I'm going to forget, but I will play a few notes here a little bit later. I suppose these are the colors of Uruguay. And here the Republic of Ecuador is honored. Really nice big murals here. Well, this is the Cuban Embassy, and it might be a little hard to see with the sun glaring towards the camera, but they've got a huge photo in the top window of Fidel Castro. And anyway, this is the Cuban Embassy. This might be the closest I've been to any piece of Cuban land. Not sure if I've been to any other Cuban embassies. Well, there is the Cuban Embassy behind me with the Cuban flag flying, and obviously a huge photo of Fidel Castro in the window. And anyway, it's right here on the Avenida Las Americas, and actually just a few blocks back behind me was the statue to Jose Marti, so I'm sure they wanted to be as close to that as they could possibly get. But yeah, there's the communist right behind me there. Well, this is a monument to La Libertad de Prensa, which is the freedom of the press, liberty of the press. So yeah, we're all for free press. So okay, so I didn't realize this till we're walking back, but this is the monument over here that commemorates a free press. And you come right across the street and look over here, you have the Cuban Embassy. They're not quite looking at the free press, but it ain't so far away. Okay, here we are in a plaza dedicated to John Paul II. Huge statue. I mean, look at these kids. Look at the statue. And we're gonna get up there because it's a nice day. And I think there's a way to get up here on the side. And behind this area, you see where those nice buildings are? There's going to be one of the very few skyscrapers that are going to dot the sky here in Guatemala City in the coming years. And it's gonna go right up there behind those trees. And I'm sure there'll be a really cool picture with John Paul II then. Well, this soccer game over here, or I should say football game over here, is picking up. John Paul II apparently likes to watch football. So the kids out here like to play in front of him. Get that ball? So this is the Embassy of Chile. And there's a big glare right now because of the time of day it is. So anyway, this is it. It's on the Avenida Las Americas. Well, we have reached the Plaza Belin. It's dedicated to Germany and the Berlin Wall. And it's really beautiful. And out here we actually have the mountainside. And if you want, this woman will sell you some cotton candy. That's what I want when I'm thinking about freedom. And if you want to get a workout, this is a great workout during COVID. You can go outside, play on the gym that everybody else has played on. Beautiful flowers. More buildings are going up over here. More buildings. Very nice. This is sort of south of the Avenida Las Americas now, and we're at the sort of tip of this area called Plaza Belin. And you know those Germans, they like to be in shape, so they got all these machines out here, and that's just my my dry humor, so just ignore it. And this looks like, what's that? Looks like at the end there we got some pieces of the Berlin Wall. And just like in 1989 when they tore down the Berlin Wall and people were up on top of the wall, these people are up on top of the wall. Tear down this wall. Okay, here are pieces of the Berlin Wall. Oh, and look at these people. Can we go hang out on the wall like they are? We're gonna go do that. But you know what's really cool is I was at the Reagan Library in California, the Simi Valley, and you know what? I believe the pieces of the Berlin Wall look out over a valley the same way that they do here. Very interesting. Maybe the valley kind of represents freedom, and that we're not gonna let anything conquer us. Okay, so this is what I find really interesting. I just read a little inscription over here. This Plaza Belin was actually here and erected in 1965. And it was actually, there was a monument here called Berlin Divided. And the people of Guatemala had sent their goodwill to the people of Berlin that they would once again be unified, and I suppose unified under freedom. And so what's cool here is there's actually 3 pieces of the Berlin Wall, and one of them, as you can see, is fallen down as a symbol of the wall coming down. So that's really cool. And then you got people behind us here sort of on top of this big mural wall. Really, really cool, and we're gonna try to maybe get up there. So this is really cool. It's hard to think about it right now in the year 2021, but in 1989, this was a really big deal when this wall came down. So it's cool to be able to actually see some real pieces that were actually secured by the German embassy here in Guatemala for them to display here in Guatemala. And I think they said they displayed this around 2006. Oh, what a beautiful view here. We're at the Plaza Belin, and you could just see the sort of the valley below, I guess. And it's just it's a nice time here. It's about 5:15, probably about an hour before sunset. And that is the fountain below, the floor of the fountain, I should say. Really nice commemoration here for the people of Berlin that they would once again be reunited, and now they are since 1989. And we're just looking out on a peaceful view out to the south end of Guatemala City. So we are just hanging out on the top of this fountain, and it kind of just gives me a feeling of being on top of the Berlin Wall in 1989 when it was torn down, because we have pieces of the wall over there in the fountain area, and the way you just kind of see people hanging off this wall, it's pretty cool. and so we decided to come up here and do it ourselves. I don't know if that's why they built it this way, but just gives me that kind of feeling. And then of course we're looking out on the valley below. Well, there's more buildings going up, more really nice high-end buildings going up here in Zone 14, right next to Plaza Belin. So these are some nice cars that I thought some people might be just showing off, but you're saying these are the police cars, and but we're in Zone 13 here, real dangerous Zone 13. We've got some awesome looking cars and people out here just taking pictures. Can't believe what they're seeing here in Zone 13. Beautiful cars.